Welcome everyone, it's Shari Carroll for SimonsSaysStamp.com, and I have a clean and simple card today using Paper Rose, Ella's Garden stamps and matching dies. The stamps are gorgeous outline images of some roses and also some leaves, and these are perfect for watercoloring or using your Copics. You could also do no-line watercoloring. I also have this set of dies, and this is also Ella's Garden, and these are quite unique in the fact that they have the outline die for the stamp set, plus they have an interesting die that you can also stack on top. So that's like a heavy line die that you could also put on top. So you get both together since that fits inside the others. Also for my card, I'll be using the Paper Rose Leaf Stencil, and I'll be just doing a little bit of green stenciling on my paper. So the papers that I'm using are Neenah 80-pound cardstock and also the Tim Holtz Distress watercolor paper to do my watercoloring. Before I get started, I'm going to use my anti-static bag. I have my roses put onto my Misty, and I'm using the Simons Says Stamp clear ink. I'll press that down really well using my sleeve. I'll put on some white embossing powder and tap off the excess, and then I can heat set that. I'm using my set of Mijello Mission watercolor paints, and I just want a really nice light pink. So I have mixed a nice wash. I've also added a little bit of white in there to tone it down, and I'm trying to get some concentrated color in some of those edges. By using the stamp set first and then overlaying the die on top, I can really concentrate on what I want the color to look like in each of these areas. I've die cut those outline rose petals, and now I'm just adding some Simon Says Stamp glue and pressing them right onto my watercolored sheet. And really quickly, I'm using a blending brush and Twisted Citron Distress ink just to add a little bit of the image of those leaves for my background. I've trimmed out my flowers and leaves and added a bit of foam tape to the back. I've also cut some additional leaves from those dies and stacked those behind. So I have one in white and also one in green leaf. To glue down my die cut leaves, I'm using the Simon Says Stamp Craft Tacky Glue, and I'm just adding little dots of glue just around those outside borders of that die. And then I can just tuck that in right under those flowers, and I have one of the leaves sitting on top. And finally, for my message, I'm using the CZ Designs Reverse Love Sentiment Strips along with the Simon Says Stamp Sentiment label dies, and I am going to cut a little piece of foam tape to put onto the back of my message, and then I can mount it just straight at the bottom of those roses. As a quick tip, you can use your grid sheet to help you line up your message, and also I've inked up around the outside with some black ink so it doesn't show the white core paper. And here's how my card looks up close. Some nice fresh colors for spring and a really nice bold design, which makes it really super clean and simple. I've listed all of the supplies for you in the description box below, along with our link to our blog. And as always, thanks so much for watching.